I'm going to show you how you can use some of the painting tools to create your project. Now in this case I'm going to go for a fashion designer, but this could be anything. It could be like designing a robot, designing a football kit, designing a car. But to start with, what I need to do is I need to draw sprites. So I can see down here I've got the button for choose a sprite. So I'm going to go to paint a sprite in this case. And then over here you can see that I've got these drawing tools. So I'm going to start off by using this paintbrush, but before I do that I need to decide on the colour. So it starts off with this purple colour, and I can use these sliders just to change this colour. So I'm going to go for this pink colour here, and what I'm going to do is go to the brush, and you'll see that the brush has got a thickness. So I'm going to make it a bit thicker. I think I'll make it 30. And then I'm ready to paint, and as you'll see as I paint here it will start to come out over here as well, so it'll give me an idea what it looks like. And I'm just going to do a very rough jumper here, so every time I let go it catches up on the screen. So I'm just going to go up and then down and then there. Okay, now because I've drawn all the way around there and I haven't left a gap, I can now go to this bucket fill and fill the shape that's inside there. So I filled that shape and I've made my sprite. Now I can change my sprite size over here if I want. It's 100%, so I could make it smaller. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that for now. So that's my top and that's my first costume. So I can move it around on this screen, decide where I want it to go. So I think I'm going to put it over here somewhere. And later I'm going to program it to use variables so that I can change the colour. Now what I want to do is I want some different costumes. So this is important. It's the same sprite. I'm not going to make another sprite. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the costume. So I'm not going to come over here. I'm going to look over here, and down here I can choose a costume. So that means it will be the same character, but it will change what it looks like. So I'm going to go here, and I could paint a brand new one, but what I want to do is I want to make this costume look slightly different. So I'm going to right click, or if you've got a Chromebook you can two-finger tap, and then that's the same as a right click on a Chromebook. Go to duplicate, and now I've got a second costume. I've got costume 1 and costume 2 here, and you can change the name of what these are called over here. So what I might do is I might change this one and make it a bit spotty. So I'm going to zoom in using this button down here. So that doesn't make my jumper any bigger, that just means that I've zoomed in so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. And I'm going to change this colour that I'm working with here. So I'll change this colour to a blue, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the circle and I'm going to put some spots on this jumper. Now if I wanted a colour on the outside of my spot, I could have put an outline here so that I change the colour I change the outline so it has a different colour that goes around the edge of it. Now what I could do is carry on drawing them, but what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to click this button that says select, and when I click it, and I might need to click on this circle if I'm clicked somewhere else, I've got a button here that says copy, and now I've got a button that says paste, and I can move this around where I want it to go. If I want to be precise, I can start to use my up and down and left and right arrow keys to move things around. So I can make different shapes on here, so I'll paste it again, so I can make a spotty version of this jumper and just move these spots around to where I want them to go. There, so I've got two costumes now. I've got the plain one and I've got this one. So what I could do is I could continue to maybe duplicate this first one again and then maybe make some other changes. Maybe it's got a different colour on the sleeves or something like that, so it's really up to you. So I can start to paint and move around, so maybe the end of the sleeves down here are yellow and then yellow there as well. Oh, I'll just need to move that across to make that work because I've zoomed in so far I can't get there. So maybe the end of this sleeve is yellow as well, so I can do that, and you can see it changing on here. So I've got three costumes. I've got costume 1, costume 2, costume 3, and so on. Now you can carry on doing that and draw all the tops that you want, and then down here you can make another sprite, and this could be for the bottom half, so that could change between trousers and skirts. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a way that you can get pictures that somebody else has made and add them into your work as well. Okay, so I'm not the best at painting in the world, and it's not particularly easy to do with a mouse, and it's even harder to do if you've got a trackpad. So I'm going to show you somewhere you can get some pictures that you could use. So I've searched for a website called Clip Art Library. I've just searched for that online, or you can actually go straight to the address clipart-library.com. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to search in here for some clothes that I want. So I'm going to search for t-shirt. So when I search for t-shirt here, I've got all these results. So I'm going to click on this one and it brings it up. Now this is very important, so I'm going to come back to this. It says transparent down here, and I'm going to save this picture. So I'm going to right click on it, or two-finger tap on a Chromebook, and go to save image as, and I'm going to save that into my downloads. Okay, I'm going to give it a sensible name, so it's not called shirt clip art transparent 10.png. I'll call it t-shirt 1 and then save it. So that's called t-shirt 1. So now I'm going to go back here. Now it's still a top, so I'm not going to make a new sprite. I'm not going to come over here and make a new sprite. I want it to still be a way that we can change from these tops over here. So maybe I click a button and it changes the top. So I'm going to go here and choose a costume, but this time I'm going to go to upload costume. So I can click on there, and then I can go to my download folder, and there it is, t-shirt 1. And then it puts it on the screen. So this is my new t-shirt, and you'll see at the moment it's really, really big. And I want it to be the same size as the costume it's just replaced, this one. So this one's much smaller. I want that to be much smaller as well. So down here I need to zoom back out so I can see what I'm doing. And then if I just come away, you'll see this has changed. It says convert to vector. So I'm going to go back to where it was. I really want this vector, is much easier to use, I think. I'm going to come up here and click the arrow, click on my t-shirt, and just drag it down. So it's important I've not done it over here where it says size, because that will change the size of all of them, and that will make the pink t-shirts really small. So let's just see. If I click there, it's there. If I click there, it's there. So it's still a bit too big. I'm going to move it down, move it up a little bit, and then try to make sure that it goes there and it goes there, and it's nearly there. Right, okay. So just like the others, even though somebody else has drawn this, just like the others, you can change this. So I might decide that I'm going to put stripes on this or something. So if I right click on this and duplicate it, what I can do is I can come in here. Let's make that a little bit bigger. I can come in here and I can use some different tools. So I can go to the paint tool, and then I might decide that I want to paint some of my t-shirt. Okay, so I can now come along and create different shapes. Now, create different designs for that. If I want to keep going and make lots and lots of different designs on my t-shirt, then I can do. But what I want to do is do a bottom half. So I'm going to make a new sprite for the bottom half of the clothes. But this time I'm not going to paint it, I'm going to upload a sprite. So I'm going to go again to my downloads, and I'm looking for this skirt. So if I open this skirt and put it there, now you'll see I've got a problem here. This skirt has got a white line around it, so it means that I can't use it. So it's a bit of a problem this. I'm going to delete it, and what I'm going to do is show you how you can get rid of those white lines that you might get on some of your downloads. So this is how to get rid of the problem with the white background. Now you'll see if I go to this this skirt here, I've searched Clip Art Library for skirt. If I go there, it doesn't say the word transparent. Now the word transparent means that you will not be able to see any of the background that's around this skirt. If it doesn't say background transparent, then when you download it, you're going to find that it's in a white square. So the one that I've already downloaded is in a white square. Now there is a way I can get rid of that. So I've got a website here that you can use, which you can see the address here. It's called remove.bg. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload my image, and it will automatically get rid of the background. So if I come up here and click upload image, and then go find the skirt that I've got. So this one, this skirt.png, and then I click on it and then open, then it will just have a quick look, and then this is what it looks like with the background. So you won't be able to see these grey and white dots. So all I do is I click download now, and then it will download to my computer. So this will be in my downloads, and you'll see it's now called Skirt Remove BG. So I can tell the difference between the two file names. So if I go back to Scratch and then I try to upload this new sprite for the bottom. So remember, this isn't a costume for this top bit, this is for the bottom half. So this is a new sprite. I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to upload sprite. So I can upload the sprite and then go find it, and there it is, Skirt Remove BG. And if I pop that in there, you'll find that the background has gone. So what I can do is I can make that smaller. So if I go to costumes over here and then go back to convert to vector, click on it with the arrow, then I can drag it down and move it. And what I want to do really is I want that to go there. I want that to fit that costume, so that one goes okay there, and then that's it. So for my next costume, what I could do is I could go and get more pictures. But what I can do with this is, if I want to, like we did before, we can duplicate this and change some of the patterns and designs on it. But what I'm going to do is I want another costume to go underneath it, and this time it's not going to look anything like it. I want some trousers or some jeans. So I could go to remove.bg and get a picture, but I've already done that. So I'm just going to go to upload costume, and I'm having a look. So I've got things like shorts. It's these jeans that I actually want here. So and I've already moved the background from them, so I put these jeans on, and you'll see that these jeans are way too big and they're in the wrong place. So same thing as I did before, I need to make them smaller and make them match with this t-shirt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to convert to vector, and then I'm already clicked on the arrow, the select tool, and then I can just drag them down to make them smaller and move them where I want them, and again just drag down, move it down the screen, and then maybe just make it a little bit bigger, and then I can kind of start to get things as I want them and then move there. So if I change costumes, that works quite nicely. And then if I look at the tops, let's look at the tops, they all match. Maybe slightly needs to be made a little bit bigger, but I can change the colours of the things that I want on there, and then what I can do is I can make the program change from one costume to another, so it's not me doing it by clicking it. But that's how you can change some of the colours and how you can change some of the images and download ones if, like me, then you are not the greatest painter in the world.